Our forecast for the afternoon does include some downpours, and it will be a very typical summer-like day otherwise, with heat and humidity as the themes. But we have a transition on the more active pattern starting up tomorrow. So a weather impact alert is issued for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That will be because of an elevated flood threat, heavy rain and downpours, which could lead to localized street flooding. Also, you might have some strong winds and a possible lightning strike or two embedded within those cells. So we'll be watching for this. Of course, we know the theme and trend as we continue with less severe weather, but more heavy rain that leads to potential street flooding in New Orleans. Of course, when it is raining, we will see a little drop in temperatures. So we're hoping for the mid 80s at some point today. A lot of spots quickly rising into the upper 80s and low 90s this morning. We'll top out around 90 itself and then continue to fall back into the low 80s as we approach sunset. Most of the storms today should be right around the peak of daytime heating and driven by that diurnal heating. So we'll continue to watch for this. Our flood risk altogether a lot higher as we get into tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. But you'll notice we did just see an increase in the risk for today, and it's mostly down toward the coastline and then western Louisiana, but a little bit of our areas included in this too. So a marginal risk for today as well as tomorrow and Tuesday, but a slight risk on Monday, meaning that will be our better chance for the possibility of some street flooding. And that's because our forecast on Monday is going to be more of a total washout than we'll see today, Sunday, or Tuesday. So both today and Sunday, New Orleans proper and the western portion of the viewing area included in that marginal risk, level 1 out of 4. We'll get into Monday with a slight risk, level 2 out of 4. And then on the backside Tuesday, we'll continue to once again downgrade to that marginal risk just one more time. It looks like we'll be watching for the height of the rain in the peak of the daytime time frame. And it's because we have two different elements working together in the upper levels. So we've got a ridge of high pressure to our north that's pretty dominant and helping to push a front a little bit further south. There's a lot of moisture along that front, but meeting it from the south is this moisture from the Gulf. So you put the two together and we've just got a lot of opportunity for these storms to fire off across southeast Louisiana. We'll be continuing with that into the next couple days and then start to dry out as we get into the second half of the week and end of the week as well. So let's show you your precision cast as we get into the rest of this afternoon and morning. Notice many of these heavier downpours off towards Thibodaux, Houma, Morgan City. That's why there's a little bit of an enhanced concern for some localized flooding there. That'll be during the peak of the daytime time frame around 3 to 4 o'clock. And then we'll start to see a lot of this dissipate off to the west near Gonzales and Baton Rouge, quieting down in our area and on the North Shore as we head towards tonight. So a mostly dry evening Saturday. We'll get a little break from all the rain, and then we'll head to Sunday morning with another round of storms along the coastline, moving inland in the afternoon hours. So just keep the umbrella close by and make sure you have those alerts enabled on your phone. And of course, we'll be updating you if need be. We could also see a lot more rain on the North Shore tomorrow, likely similar to last Sunday's pattern, where most of this is falling between about 3 and 6 o'clock. Looks like the spillway will get a good bit of coverage as well. So if you have any travel plans, maybe you're coming back from a long weekend, just something to keep in mind. Again, more widespread opportunity for a total washout on Monday. That's when the rain will start early in the morning and continue into the early afternoon, mid-afternoon, and early evening more than likely. Then Tuesday, we'll take our rain chances back down to 60%. And by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're starting to dry out. So of course, when we have more rain, our temperatures are lower. Less rain, they're higher. We'll see the mid 80s for highs likely on Monday, upper 80s Tuesday, and then we'll rebound right back to where we are today in the low 90s as we approach the end of the week. Your tropical tracker has been nice and quiet. We do not have any potential development in the next 7 days, and we'll hope to keep it that way for the next few months. Here's your 7-day forecast. Again, our weather impact alert issued Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Today we should see normal summer-like activity. We'll have higher rain chances with higher flood concerns Sunday into Tuesday.